The search intensifies for missing baby Lisa, who disappeared from her crib nearly 3 weeks ago. On Friday, police revealed in court documents that led to a possible big break in the case. NBC's Ron Mott joins us live from Kansas City with the details. Ron, good morning.
Hey, Carl, good morning to you. Police say a dog specially trained to detect the scent of human decomposition hit on a smell on the floor in the bedroom of this family's home, adding even more intrigue to this case and a renewed sense of desperation in the search for this missing little girl. Authorities say an FBI cadaver dog alerted them to an odor on the floor in Deborah Bradley's bedroom earlier this week, leading officials to follow up with a search warrant 2 days later. On Wednesday night, forensics teams wearing protective white suits carried numerous items out of the home Bradley shares with her husband, Jeremy Irwin, capping a 17-hour hunt inside and outside the house for clues to find missing 11-month-old infant Lisa Irwin.
It was an identification the dog made, indication that there was a decomposing body in that spot at one point in time. It's not foolproof, but it is an indication for law enforcement that this is an important piece of evidence.
Among the property police confiscated, a comforter, a Disney character shirt, a blanket, and perhaps most notably, rolls of tape and a tape dispenser. Officials say they've gotten conflicting information about what may have happened the night baby Lisa disappeared, late October 3rd or early October 4th, adding the parents are not cooperating with authorities. The parents fired back through their attorneys Friday, saying officials are withholding information from them. Writing, the couple have given law enforcement officers in Kansas City their complete cooperation, and that Debbie and Jeremy want one thing, the safe return of their little girl. The search for baby Lisa began when her dad returned home from an overnight shift and noticed her missing around 4 in the morning. Deborah Bradley, who had been home with the baby, later admitted on Today she was drunk and might have blacked out that night, but insists she had no involvement in the disappearance of her daughter.
A lot of people are going to say, Deborah, you were drunk that night. Is there any chance you did anything that hurt your daughter that you're just not telling us?
No.
The parents have made teary public pleas for baby Lisa's safe return, and though officials have fielded hundreds of tips, she hasn't been found.
In a case like this, anything that happens that adds to the knowledge that law enforcement has is a good thing, and that's what's it's a movement forward for law enforcement in this case.
According to a police affidavit, Deborah Bradley initially told authorities she did not look for her little girl behind the family's house because she was, quote, afraid of what she might find. Carl?
Ron Mott, thank you. Are police any closer to solving this mystery? Bill Stanton is a private investigator who's working on the case. Bill, good morning to you. You've been hired to work with the family, and as a security consultant, you've been in pretty good communication with the family on a daily basis. What's your reaction to these cadaver dogs, and do you trust those results if, in fact, they're true?
Well, again, as I stated previously, we are looking at the facts, and as an investigator, I go where the facts and the truth take me. So, if in fact this is valid, then you have to ask more questions. But before we validate it, questions I have: was the dog trained? How long does that scent have to be there? Was there a second dog, et cetera, et cetera?
All these reports, Bill, that the couple is neither cooperating fully with authorities, not agreeing to another unrestricted interview with detectives. In your view, are they cooperating with investigators? And if so, how?
Well, I'm looking through a very narrow prism on that. You know, I'm not the attorney. But from my exposure, I have witnessed them cooperating. The questions I have are more to the scent dog, the potentiality that there was a dead body. There was also a stray cat. If a stray cat rolled around in roadkill, let's say, and laid on the floor, would that tip off the scent dog? Also, the two substantiated witness accounts of a man walking away with a baby. I would not discount that. In other words, look at all the facts, because that baby still very well may be alive.
Yeah, I want to ask you about those eyewitness accounts. These people say they were convinced they saw a baby matching baby Lisa's descriptions being carried by a man the same night she disappeared from her home. So how seriously do you think those testimonies are being taken into account?
What are you doing?
Well, I, for one, am taking it very serious. You have two separate eyewitness accounts in different areas saying it was a baby in a diaper. That should be taken seriously, as seriously, if not more so, than the scent dog, than the cadaver dog.
We heard in the report some of the evidence the technicians took from the home. 17 hours, Bill, of removing things like a comforter, like a tape dispenser, like tape. Does that collection of evidence lead you to draw any kinds of conclusions?
No, it tells me the feds and the KCPD are very competent and they're doing everything possible. I have a lot of confidence in the Kansas City Police Department as well as the FBI, and I know they're doing everything humanly possible. As I'm sure they would more than likely have gotten a scent dog to possibly follow that baby scent the night or a couple of nights later to follow a scent if someone carried off that baby. Was those dogs set out? And I hope they were.
Finally, Bill, the last time Deborah and Jeremy spoke publicly was to our Peter Alexander earlier in the week. Can you just tell us how they're doing?
You know what? From my exposure to them, they are staying strong. They have their baby taken from them, and it's a tough thing. None of us could know how we react unless it happened to us. So, you know, on that level, my sympathies do go out the utmost to this family.
Bill Stanton, appreciate your time. Thank you very much.